first raise. Let's keep the GST conversation going and let's talk to two of the biggest category benefits that are coming in. First up, let's talk about the GST cut from 12% to 5% on ready-made namkeens, prepackaged bhujia, snacks. So on the back of that, we have the management of Bikaji Limited joining us on the show. And also remember, the second biggest beneficiary in terms of the rate cuts that we're seeing also extends to the milk sector, wherein you have dairy products, ultra-high temperature milk. All of them have seen significant rate cuts coming in, for which we also have the management of Amul joining us. So let's first get into conversation with Rishabh Jain, CFO at Bikaji Food International. And Rishabh, hi, morning. Thanks for joining us. Help us understand this GST rate cut that we've seen from 12% to 5% on your categories like pre-packaged, namkeen, bhujia, mixtures. Help us understand, how will you be passing on this benefit to your end users? Would it be via price cuts? Would it be via increase in grammage, or perhaps a mix of both, depending on which category we're addressing in your portfolio?
Yeah, so thank you very much. And this simplification in tax structure overall will also will helping doing ease of business in India across. And as a business, as a brand, we are committed to pass on completely. We like in family pack, we serve a two pack, family and impulse pack. So all the bigger pack will have reduced MRP from today. So we passing on completely to the consumers, and in a 5 rupee, 10 rupee pack, we are giving more grammage to the consumers. That's what our strategy.
All right, so that's about Bikaji's strategy. But along with that, Mr. Mehta, let me come to you, because over the weekend we did hear your announcement that how Amul is definitely has already announced the price cut across so many categories. But if you can help us understand that what will it really mean for the growth going ahead? Which categories do you believe can really be the biggest beneficiaries of this GST rate that has been announced, and which have definitely led to the price cuts as well?
Well, thank you so much. Happy Navratri to you. And the first Diwali has kicked in today. The GST cut will bring in really big benefit to all the consumers. And as you mentioned, the demand will lead to a better future for the milk producers of our country. The GST cuts have been fantastic, particularly in product categories like ice cream, which was always treated as a luxury product, so from 18 to 5%, and products like ghee, which is the second largest consumed dairy product in the country, brought down from 12% to 5%. It was a long-standing demand of the industry, which the government listened to it and actually implemented it. And along with that, the butter and the cheese categories also coming down from 12 to 5%. The per capita consumption of ice cream, butter, cheese in the country is still very low. And once the prices become affordable, the demand will grow up multifold. And this is what is the benefit we look at as marketeers, we look at as consumers, and we also look at as a producer-owned cooperative.
Okay, so Mr. Mehta, that's the take coming in on the GST cut, but also help us understand, on the back of this GST cut, do you expect to see any acceleration in the shift from unbranded dairy to now a branded dairy? Is that something that you are expecting to see?
Yes, exactly. This is going to be one of the biggest actually catalyst for this particular change, as consumers want to shift from loose to package and branded, but it was the tax factor which was coming in as a deterrent. Paneer, again, a very large category, now bought into zero GST. So we'll see a massive shift, and that's how consumers will benefit by consuming branded products which are safer, better quality, and of course, you are not at the risk of adulteration. Same applies to ghee also, same applies to most of the dairy product categories also. So milk now, both in package from be it carton or pouch, is now zero GST, and the same applies to low GST for butter, for cheese, for ghee, the ice creams, and of course the chocolates and other categories also benefit out of it. So yes, we would see a major shift, and that's how the industry will develop. Organized sector will develop, and it will benefit both the producers as well as the consumers.
All right, but Rishabh, let me come to you because we understand that some of your raw materials are also getting taxed low, and specifically with respect to the refined sugar, which is now taxed at almost 5%. How will this affect the margin structure for you, if you can help us understand that?
So for us, it's tax neutral because our all 12% categories coming at 5%. Namkeens, and from input perspective, sugar and dry fruit are very small. So overall, from margin lens, we don't see any major improvement due to GST cut. But yeah, overall, we see good volume growth coming in after GST cut because, as rightly said, we see organized sector going more stronger in future, and that will help all the organized industry, and that will help Bikaji also.
That's positive coming in for Bikaji. But let's talk about your raw material pricing, Rishabh. Now that the cuts on namkeens, of course, they affect your direct product offering. But what about the process of the products that you are making? So you have dried fruits that have seen a cut coming in. You have cuts coming in on milk, ghee, butter, some major raw materials for you. On the back of that, how much are you expecting to see an overall cut in your costs of production as well?
Major cut in cost of production. Largely, we'll see we are looking at complete output and input ratio of tax structure, and we'll pass on completely. That's what we are doing.
All right, but Mr. Mehta, the other thing that I wanted to understand is in terms of the shift that people are making in terms of their eating and consuming habits, and specifically with respect to Amul, I see that you guys are focusing a lot more on getting a protein-rich diet. So many new offerings are being done, and overall, we are seeing that premiumization trend also growing. If you can help us understand what's your expectation with respect to the demand for such newer products, how do you see this transition happen with lower prices? Do you believe that more people will shift from, say, a normal milk to a A2 milk, from normal paneer to a paneer which offers you more protein? How do you see this change and a transition happen? And along with that, can we say that these products are better margin products versus the ordinary ones?
Consumers moving from loose to package itself is a very big shift. Milk by itself is a superfood. And of course, when you say superfood, you have good quality fat inside the milk, also the protein, also vitamins, calciums, and the sum of the parts game is actually much, much larger. Indian GDP has been growing very fast, and so is the availability of the money for our consumers to buy. And once you increase the consumption of these value-added products, obviously the focus on nutrition also goes up multifold. And that's why you just mentioned that we've shifted a lot towards bringing in high protein products in our portfolio. Now, for us, the way of the cheese is a byproduct, and we found out a way to extract the best quality whey protein and launch this high quality whey, high protein whey based products in the market, be it high protein paneer or whey protein concentrates or high protein lassi, buttermilk, shakes, and so on. Now, this means better value addition for the milk, better quality for the customers, lower price for good quality protein for the customers, and more importantly, the trust of the Amul brand is also there. So we do expect a very, very significant shift towards the high protein based products, and also the consumption of milk based dairy products under the Amul brand name, under the variety of products that we already have in the market, also grow multifold. So this is actually a win-win situation that you are adding value to the liter of milk which our producer gives. End of the day, pass on the highest price of the consumer's rupee to the producer thanks to the lower taxation. And more importantly, consumers benefit by a trusted brand which brings in the best quality products at the most affordable prices. So value addition, while is a very important step in this journey, but more importantly is the story of bringing the goodness of the superfood called milk to the largest number of consumers in our country. And the various initiatives that we do are in that direction.
Okay, Mr. Mehta sounding very optimistic over there. Rishabh, let me come to you for a last question. Just give us a sense of where you're seeing the festive period headed this time around. What expectations do you have this year? Because you have the festive boost coming in. Navratri has just begun, Diwali round the corner, and you also have the GST cuts now that are going to be giving this a further fillip. Any year-on-year expectation compared to last year?
So we are hopeful that this Diwali will be very good for brand as well as for consumers. And we are targeting good numbers compared to last quarter.
If you can talk number with us, Rishabh, in terms of numbers, what sort of a volume growth are you anticipating, if at all?
So, so largely from this GST benefit, we see that in next 2 quarters we'll at least have. So this year will be of two first half and second half, and we see at least 2 to 3% more volume growth compared to first half and second half. That's what we are targeting.
Okay, so Rishabh and Mr. Mehta, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. Wishing both of you a very good festive season and hopeful to interact with you after the festive season as well to get a sense on what that period has been for you. Thanks once again for joining us. Okay, on that note, we'll slip into a very short break on this edition of First Trades. Lots of more interesting conversations lined up on the other side, so you stay tuned.